All right, what up, people? It's your boy Chig from Goonie Eagle Eye coming to you again with another video. This time it is player ratings, and joining me is my new co-host for my player ratings and reviews section, and that is my brother from another mother, my Nigerian brother from another mother, my Yoruba brother from another mother, my combat show co-host. And that is man like Ola. Say hello to the people, my
Yeah, you already know. Come on, man. That intro was mad. Though. I like that. Still salute for that one. I like that. I like that.
brother. Big up to everyone in the chat. I hope you guys are well. Please do stick a like on the video as you come in. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, as me and Ola will take you through um, our thoughts on the game. And it's good to get Ola's thoughts because obviously some of you guys have come from our watch along. So generally, you know how me and Lee felt, but you wouldn't know necessarily how Ola feels about the game. So it's a good opportunity for us to just bounce off each other, see what we thought about the game, and then we'll go through player ratings. So you know how we do with player ratings. Just a quick reminder: if this is your first time watching player ratings with us, me and Ola will give our thoughts in terms of everybody that played today, from everyone who started to the substitutes, including the manager, and we'll rate them out of 10. You do not necessarily need to agree with the marks we give. In fact, we healthily encourage you to give your own mark, and we'll try and cover as many people as possible. All right, all right. So for now, let's get into the game. And Ola, what are your thoughts about the game that we just watched?
Um, I mean the crazy hula baloo with Aubameyang being on the bench because when the lineup first came out
Yeah,
and I saw Aubameyang on the, I wasn't really tripping. You know what I mean? I thought, you know what, it is what it is. We played on Thursday. It was shit anyway. You know what I mean? Drop him on the bench. So then they brought the extra spice with, oh, it's for some disciplinary shit. I'm like, what?
yeah,
So anyway, I'm thinking it doesn't to me. It didn't really matter because I'd already embraced the fact that I was on the bench.
yeah,
So the extra craziness that was going online, I thought, you know what? If there was one way, Sky didn't have to drop that bombshell like that. You know what I mean? But they dropped it right before they knew what they were doing. You
mm,
know, they knew what they were doing. It just put an extra added little thing on it. But I was really happy with our performance. Once over the first 5 minutes, the way we approached it, it looked like we wanted to respond to some of the things their manager's been saying in the build up to the game. So all in all, I went too disappointed with the lineup and the way we approached the game. I mean, the first goal could have been avoided, but we'll get to that. But just talking on the lineup itself, I was happy with it. Apart from the whole Aubameyang thing, because uh, when you look at the players that Laka played alongside when we started doing well, was ESR, Saka, all the young guys. You know what I mean? So, and I felt like Laka always finds a way to get a result when he's playing alongside those young lads. So yeah, good game overall.
yeah. I think from my perspective, um, I would say for probably about 90% of our performance, ironically, until they had a player sent off, um, actually we shut their game down. I thought we played pretty well throughout the game. I thought the thing that I noticeably said to Lee actually during the game was that I thought we were playing so well. The Arsenal have this tendency, and you know this as well, of playing well for 45 minutes, and then that's pretty much it. And I couldn't really see where our performance was going to get better. Like I kind of thought to myself, well, all right, well we've kind of really kind of had a lot of possession, we've had a lot of chances. We didn't have a lot on target per se, but we had a lot of chances. So I kind of
I
thought
mean,
to
we were
myself,
forcing corners. I
yeah,
mean,
we
at
shot
one point
corners.
we had 5 corners, against their none,
Yeah,
which showed me, we were forcing the question, we were asking the questions.
yeah,
Um,
and I felt like we were. we were definitely taking it to them. And what one thing that was very noticeable was, even I know that Son came off eventually with an injury, but actually, the big three that everyone was so focused on is Son, Kane, and Bale. Actually, they didn't really do shit. In fact,
Yeah, Bill, I didn't
alive.
even know Bill was playing.
Kane didn't come alive until like the last 5 minutes of the game. Bale, I completely forgot was on the pitch. I mean, we shut that channel down completely. And I think the defenders, to be honest, collectively, they deserve a lot of credit for the job that they did today. And I think that is probably going to reflect in the player ratings that we give.
I thought Kieran Tierney was magnificent today. He was magnificent. He just the way up and down the line, just going past Doherty at will, and got Lamela sent off. I don't know if that was a blessing or a curse. when when Lamela came off, it's like we did everything we could to throw the fucking game away. I've never seen anything like it. It's crazy. But I'm just happy we got all 3 points because it was nervy towards the end there.
I agree with you. Okay. What do you make of the whole? I mean, you kind of alluded to it before, but what do you make of the whole Arteta disciplining Aubameyang over missing a bus or something like that? Something to do with the fact that he's more than one
Yeah,
time.
He drove his own car to
Yeah.
the game because it was late. He didn't meet with the team boss. I mean, look, if it's a rule that's an internal rule, then they must have internal rules and FA rules that they have to follow. If it's an internal rule and it's broken that rule, um, no, nobody's above the team. And if that's how, this is the thing. If he doesn't enforce it properly and it backfires on him, he will have to, deal with that consequence of making that punishment and having it backfired on him. But it looked like he's pulled it off because he's got a win without Aubameyang in the North London Derby, which will set a precedent that it don't matter who you are, captain or not, I will drop you if you break any of my rules. To me, that's how it looks. And
was this the best game to do that? I mean,
well,
like you say, I think
hindsight,
it looks good now that we've won in hindsight.
Exactly. In
It's a hell of a
hindsight,
risk to take on a game like this that I'm going to set.
And the fact that Aubameyang, Arteta actually said he would have started, but if he went before the infraction, he would have started. But he's been demoted to the bench, and let Laka step up and do the job. And to me, we ended up getting some kind of end product from Laka's display because he won the penalty and he tucked it away. So I'm happy with it overall. If we'd gone the other way, which it looked like at some point we were, even if we dropped 2 points and drew with them, which on the face of it wouldn't be a bad result, but at the same time, you'd think it'd feel like a loss. It just feel like a loss, because them going to 10 man and then allowing them to score to get the equalizer. So I was just happy that they didn't allow that to happen. And Gabriel clearing that ball at the end there, that was wild. I mean, we just needed to take better care of the ball, and we didn't do that. I don't know what happened to us. It's like we just had a mental shutdown, and we just got through that by the skin of our teeth.
Yeah, it was a close call thing, but I think we dealt with it well in the end for sure. We dealt with it well. All right, let's go into player ratings for now and see how we get on from there. Guys, you know how we do with player ratings. Me and Ola will go through, like I said earlier, we'll be going through each of the players and marking them out of 10. You can also do so, whether it's through super chat or through just mentioning it. Either way, we'll try and catch as many of them as possible and highlight them as and when we see them. Please do stick a like on the video in the meantime. See if we can get
love.
the likes through 100. That'd be really great if we can do that. 127 people watching. So let's see if we can still do that. All right. Look at this. Still getting comments like this. It's still shit. London is blue. All right, mate. Tonight is red, baby. Tonight is red. So let's see if we can do that. All right. All right. All right. All right. Guys. I won't mention it. I'll mention it now that he's not in the room. But you know who's hating on me for some unusual reason. I've never seen someone who wants to tell me, was so desperate to tell me how much he hates me. You know the person that's in the chat room. Mods, take care of that. As soon as you see his name pop up, just take care of that. I'm not going to give him the attention he's looking for. So just take care of that. Take care of that. Don't even give him a chance. Just take care of him. All right, let's start off with Leno. Burnt Leno. Now he's had a dodgy couple of weeks. Today it was important to see how he reacted to those dodgy couple of weeks. I thought he was all right today, though, to be fair. And I will give Leno a 6 out of 10.
Bro, I thought it was suspect, man. I mean, that free kick, there. I don't know what he was doing, why he was going the other way. You set the wall.
Yeah,
you set the wall. You can't. He got lucky. The post was there. I mean, I'd go 3. Yeah, I'd go 3, man. Yeah, I'd go 3. Like, yeah, and that goal from Lamela as well. Like, he could have done so much with that goal. Like, it was nowhere near that goal. You know, it was on the far corner, but it was nowhere near it. And he should have seen that coming. Yeah, 3.
Okay. All right. On the right hand side, Cedric. I thought Cedric was one of my favorite players in the first half. I thought he looked pretty solid. Was constantly trying to support Saka as much as possible initially, and then obviously Saka became Pepe eventually. I think he did all right, and for me, every time he plays, he shows the reason why Bellerin shouldn't be playing, and why I know Bellerin deep down will be playing on Thursday. But yeah, I thought he was good. I thought the crossing was good. I thought the support was good. He hit the post in the first half as well. Some people might blame him for the goal. I know Lee did, for example. I don't agree with that. I thought he was there. He was ready. But there was just not a lot that he could have done. So yeah, I'll give it to him. I'll give him a 7 out of 10. Thought it was good.
Yeah, I'll go along with that. I'll go along with 7. I thought it was bright. There was an effort that he broke his neck. The ball came loose. Where Lacazette done a dummy over the ball. I feel Lacazette should be shooting that ball. It's come in his path, but he's done a dummy. The ball's come loose, and Cedric has come behind this player to break his neck to try and get to the ball, and he's hit the post. He's hit the post off of it. So, yeah, 7. I think 7 is a good score for his efforts today.
Okay. Centre backs pairing, Gabriel and Luiz. I'm gonna give them both 8s. I thought they were both very good in their own individual ways. I thought they were both having good games anyway. And then I think towards the end of the game, both of them became under a lot of pressure because Spurs decided to wake up, albeit too late, towards the end of the game. And I think Gabriel made a last-minute goal, kind of headed goal off the line.
Yeah,
and Luiz,
that's as good as scoring a goal in itself.
Yeah, and I thought Luiz genuinely he just worked his way up to that level. So I'll give him both 8 out of 10. How about yourself?
Yeah, again, I agree with you. Luiz's distribution was really, setting the attacks from the back line. He found a lot of diagonal balls into the wing spaces, and it was one of the ways that we were bypassing their midfield. and Kieran Tierney took advantage of it so many times. They just couldn't deal with it, and he just wanted to run all day. And Luis just, he fed him the ball. Xhaka fed him the ball, and um, I thought Luis was excellent with his distribution, and like you said, clearing the ball off the line from Gabriel. Um, that's as good as scoring a goal. So, yeah, eight is a good score. I like it for both of them.
Okay. Now on the left-hand side, by the way, you've got to mention as we come to these players, whoever your man of the match is, you just got to say
Oh yeah,
if say your man of the match.
oh yeah.
So Kieran
There's a
Tierney,
few candidates.
for me, I thought was excellent today. Again, he's someone who I think needs a couple of games to get going, usually from an injury, but then once he does have a couple of games, like 3 or 4 games, that normally that 5th or 6th game will be fantastic. And right on cue, who was fantastic. For me, it wasn't 9 out of 10. Sorry, it wasn't man of the match, I should say. But yeah, I'd give Tierney. I'd give him a 9 out of 10 just because I think, for me, this is just someone that gets it. According to Keith, understands the role. Sorry, not Keith. Sorry, according to what we're watching, you can see that he understands the role very, very well. And yeah, for me, just 9 out of 10. Genuinely, very good performance. How about yourself?
Um, I'm gonna go one further than that. Any player that puts in the kind of shift that he did and got their player sent off, and we got 3 points at home, get a 10 out of 10 out of me. You got Lamela sent off, albeit the game looked harder for us, but he didn't know that at the time. It was supposed to be something was supposed to use as an advantage. We didn't.
Camera just gone blurry,
But
bro.
I don't know.
Literally just
Hold
a
on.
second.
One sec. Yeah. I mean, the way Tierney did it, I thought it was excellent. I thought it was to me man of the match, and that's why I'm giving him 10 out of 10. I thought it was fantastic.
Okay, no problem. Listen. I have no problem anyone that gives him a 10 out of 10. That's for damn sure. No problem whatsoever. Um. Okay. Thomas Partey. Thomas Partey. For me, I thought Thomas Partey was very good. I know he didn't have the best first halves, but I thought in the second half he got a lot better. Stuck his foot in. Got himself in the way of the ball. There was one period in the middle of the second half where he got brought down a good 4 or 5 times in about a 15-minute period.
Mm.
I liked his performance. I thought it was good, but I know that there's some people who thought genuinely he was shit.
I mean, after they went down to 10 men, for some reason I don't know what was going on. There were some loose passes from him. Up until then, Partey was solid. But from when that player got sent off and we were supposed to manage the midfield, we lost control of the midfield. And they just started putting it on us. We just couldn't get control of the ball. We couldn't protect the ball, couldn't look after the ball. Very simple 5-yard passes. We just giving it away. Um, it's almost like we invited them to come and score. Um, to me, I was thinking in my mind we might have to take him off, you know. But all in all, we got through it. We got through it together, and overall, he gave a good performance. Bar when they got a red card, so I wouldn't call it a game or two half for him. You know what I mean? It was more on the tail end of the game. But all in
mm,
all, I mean, he gave a good performance.
okay. Granit Xhaka. I thought largely was very quiet in the game, which means Lee have established this theory that if he's quiet, he's probably having a good game. Then kind of went on a bit of a slide tackle spree as Tottenham was starting to increase the pressure. Got himself in the books. I was a bit worried that he was going to get himself sent off. But actually, I thought all in all, I thought Xhaka was fine. By the way, I never gave Partey a mark. I'll give Partey a
Oh,
7.
yeah, I'm giving him a 6.
I'll give Granit Xhaka a 6. Um,
Shaka 7 for me.
so yeah, I'll give I'll leave it as that, a 7 and a 6. I mean, so
Yes, 7 for Shaka for me. I thought his distribution was good. Excuse me. I thought his distribution was good. I thought his he's breaking a lot of the passes and earning fouls for us. Those were all good disciplined games. You know, what I mean, I thought he did all right. I thought good 7, solid performance from Shaka. I didn't usually I have something to moan about Shaka. Yeah, he did it against Burnley, so it's not like he's above making a mistake. But today it's almost like he made up for the last league game against Burnley. I wanted to give him a very, very good performance. He gave a good account of himself. So yeah, 7.
I see. I won't be giving him a no 9. That's for damn sure, Steve. That's for damn sure. Thank you, Steph. I hope you're well, my girl. And yes, I won't be giving him no 9, but I thought he was all right. I preferred his performance against Olympiacos than I did today. But
Yeah,
like I said, for me, genuinely, I have this opinion with Xhaka where you don't notice him for most of the game, he's probably doing something well. So
yeah.
yeah, um, I'll give him a 6 for sure. Odegaard. Now, funnily enough, people in the chat as we were doing the watch along were moaning about Odegaard's performance. Right when they were doing that, he scored. He scored a goal, deflected goal, and clearly he's starting to enjoy playing where he's playing and finding little pockets of spaces to perhaps adapt and try and influence and, if possible, score in the game. So that's always good. What do you think? What's your opinion of Odegaard so far this season?
I've I like him. I like him a lot. I think he's really technical on the ball. He's so elegant on the ball as well. He moves really nice on the ball, and he has pictures that what's around him. And I like a player like that uh, always thinking forward movement and doesn't mind shooting from outside the box. To have a midfielder like that can do that, a forward that can do that, is good for the team. It's good for the because one thing we didn't have last season was other players goal contribution from other players. It was almost solely on Aubameyang
Mm,
last season, but this season is improved. We're not where we want to be yet, but it's just a little bit. Like more people are contributing when Aubameyang's gone on a long drought at that. We started finding goals through the midfield from people like Saka, um, Smith Rowe, chucking in Shaka scoring free kicks. So there's a few more that's coming through from other players in the team, and that's important moving forward. So
um,
um, yeah, I
Vishal, I
like him
know
a lot.
he's going to be 80 million if we want him permanently. Somebody asked a question I want to ask you, which was,
Mm.
would you want Odegaard to stay, and how much would you be prepared to pay for him to stay at Arsenal?
Um, I'd say 35 million. I'd say that's about his worth right now.
Hmm.
Um, with obviously with the contract that he's got left with them as well. I think he's got a year left or something like that. Don't quote me on that, but when doing transfer window, I thought maybe that might have been one of the reasons why we would have put like a buyer clause on it. I could be wrong, but I'd like him on a permanent basis. I think there's a very, very good player there. It just depends if how much the manager wants him.
Mm,
As much as we You know, 'cause I've already said this is my stance on Arteta, and I said this on your show a while back as well.
I think I know
Until
what you're saying.
unless I yeah unless I see him take us to top four or win the Europa League, you know what I mean. I want him gone. I want him gone
Is
because
that this
I think
season? Is that this
yeah this
season?
season this
See,
season
funny enough, I was going to save this towards the end of the show because obviously these are less familiar with your opinion on that than
which
mine.
is I just wanted to put it out there.
Um, I've always had the attitude of, for me, I want to see progress. I don't want someone to argue progress, what progress is for me. I think it's the same thing with Mesut Ozil, that type of thing. If you have to
Mm,
explain to me what he does, then he's not good enough. But if I can see what he does,
for real.
then clearly he's doing something right. Um, and that's the thing. People always had to explain to me what it is that Mesut Ozil does. And that's why I was never on the Mesut Ozil train. I'm not on the Mikel Arteta train because people are trying to explain how it is he's improved the defense that's actually conceded more goals than they did last year, or how, and bless him because he accepts that and it sounds mad, but how
Mm.
certain wins are better. Sorry, certain losses are worse losses than other losses. To me, a loss is a loss. Did I get a point out of that? No. Um, Now, I think you're right. I think to a certain extent, I think for Mikel Arteta to achieve his goals, he needs to get the players that he wants. Clearly, Martin Odegaard, based on the amount of games that he's starting, this is a Mikel Arteta player. And he's a Mikel Arteta player that I think most of us would accept is a good player.
Yeah.
Um, but he's getting his players slowly but surely. We're still 10th. I mean, let's just call a spade a spade. We are still 10th.
Yeah.
So I am with you. I am with you. I think actually the Europa League is a very good gauge to see exactly where are we.
I mean, for a club the size of Arsenal Football Club, it's just not good enough. Regardless of how you look at it, all the points that would drop to all these teams, um, it just weren't good enough. It weren't good enough by the players, by the managers. I mean, by the coaches, the lot of them. It's not been good enough this season, but ultimately, it's the manager that has to carry the cross.
Mm,
It's his cross to bear. You know, the, and that's who we have to judge come end of the season. And to me, that's my standard. That's my criteria. Um, and that's how I feel. And my match day experience, how I feel about a game or manager should not really bother anybody too much. You know, it's just what it is for me. And
mm,
while I respect yours, beg you respect mine. You feel me?
I am. I am. All right. Let's quickly finish this off. Bukayo Saka. By the way, Odegaard was my man in the match, and I gave him a 9. Bukayo Saka.
Yeah. Saka, I give a 6. Um, I thought he troubled the defense a lot of the time. Um, a lot of dangerous balls between him and Cedric. Getting the ball into the box.
Were
We
you
were we
surprised
were
that he was
bright.
taken off then? But on that
I, I, I
basis?
thought I thought it was a knock. I thought he had a knock.
Hmm.
Was it tactical? Was it a tactical change?
I think
I've
it
because
was
I've not
because
heard back.
I don't think he played that well.
Right.
So I
I've
wasn't
not I've not heard back
that surprised.
the interview. So
Mm.
in the game, I was thinking maybe he had a knock. It's why they've brought on Pepe. So if it was tactical, then I don't know. But from what I've seen on on overall, I'll give him a 6.
Um, I'm gonna give Saka a 4. I don't think he's had a good 3-4 games. Wonder if he's tired. Um, Looks like someone that might be tired. It just looks a little bit leggy to me. Like there were times where sometimes he would. There were times earlier in the season where he would just, especially around that kind of November to February period, he was weaving magic. Now it's slowed right down. I've noticed. So maybe it's just a bit leggy. So I wouldn't mind refreshing that situation. See, this is where you would look towards your Martinellis, your your
Yeah, absolutely.
Pepe's, to give him that rest in order to be able to recuperate and then bring him back into the side. But hey ho,
And the other thing as well, like teams not setting up for him. You know,
yep,
a lot of teams not set up for him. They double up on him. They
I agree with
foul
that
him.
too.
So it's a young lad, and that must be taking a little bit of wind out of his game. You know, so a rest is definitely would be a good thing. And this game, this Olympiacos game, I don't think we need him that much. I think we've got players that can play the role that he's doing and still do a job, especially in a game where we're 3-1 up. So, I'll give him a rest on Thursday, and I'll play Pepe or Martinelli there, and let them have a run out.
Hmm.
Let them stretch their legs, and we're playing at home. So there's no reason, if he's a knock, not to give him that rest. Maybe it might come at the right time for him, because the last stretch of the season now, we need to go on a good run after the international break.
Mm.
And once that comes and goes, we need to go on a run to at least get any, because we still got, now I don't want to say we got no chance. We got outside chance. It's a small outside chance, but it's still an outside chance based on the points available and what could still happen with the teams that's above us. I'm not hoping it, because it's the hope that kills.
And,
We've been here before. It's the hope that kills, but let's not rule out the possibility.
uh-huh.
Not just yet.
Right, Maxwell. North London is bomber clot red.
Yes, sir. For real.
Okay. On the left hand side, Emil Smith Rowe. This was another one who I
Um,
thought was very close to man of the match for me.
it
I thought
was it
played
was really
very,
good.
very well. Very, very well.
It was really good.
Skip Doherty a few fucking times.
Yep.
Um, hit the crossbar as well, which I think people forget. Um, was constantly trying to get Lacazette into the game. Had a bit more of a quiet second half. But yeah, I liked his performance today. I'll give him an 8 out of 10.
Yeah, I was gonna give him an 8 as well. Eight is good for the performance he put in today. It was in their face, and every time we went forward and tried to do something, it was right in the heart of it. It was in the middle of it, and for such a young lad, you know, you can't you can't deny the talent he has. It's clear. It's clear for everyone to see. He just needs to grow. Um, and one thing I don't want us to do is stunt his growth with Odegaard. But from what we've seen now, they can play together. It doesn't have to be one or the other, depending on the system we want to play or what team we want to play. So the fact that they can do it together on the pitch, and we're getting end products from both of them, you can't go wrong. You can't go
Mm-hmm.
wrong. Eight is it's a good score.
Good song. Okay. And then finally, Lacazette out of the starters.
Uh, Lacazette is a hard one to score.
It was
You
a
know what? I give him.
fantastic penalty.
Yeah,
Fantastic
you know what?
penalty.
I'll give him an 8 as well, because it was on it. When you look at him, like Lee always says, when you look at his face, and you know what he's gonna drop. But he looked interested. You know what I mean? From the onset of the game, He looked interested. And if Lacazette is interested in a game, look, he's a big game player. Let's not fuck around. You know, on match days, he will, in big games. He'll get you that goal.
It's funny,
Maybe via
because
penalty or.
in my
Mhm.
preview, I actually dropped Aubameyang for Lacazette for that exact reason you just said.
Yeah,
He's a big game player. And let's face it, they put up the stat with penalties prior to that penalty against Spurs. He scored 5 out of 5. Whereas we know that Aubameyang's penalty record is not it's good, but
it's
let's
not
face
hundred
it,
percent.
it's not as 100% as that. So that in itself shows the accuracy, the reliability of an Alexandre Lacazette versus an Aubameyang. Um, I don't think he was faultless today. I've seen him work harder. I've seen him play better. But ultimately, he won the penalty. He scored the penalty. It was the winning penalty, and then he came
And that's
off.
it's a pressure penalty to go and put us in front
Yeah,
at the time, and
yeah,
we know the pressures of penalty. We've seen it happen to countless players
yeah.
where they just bottle it and do some madness. So putting that penalty away. I mean, we see when Aubameyang missed that penalty to win it for us, and I know how much it hurt.
Hmm.
So let's not underestimate the pressure of this penalty to put us 2-1 up and ultimately win us the game. So yeah, to me, I'll give Laka 7. I think 7 is
Yeah,
a
I'll give him a
fair
7 as
fair
well.
score.
I'm with you on that one. All right,
Mm.
very quickly, I'm going to touch on the substitutes. Um, I'm trying to think who those substitutes are now. So, oh, okay.
We
So
had Willian on,
Willian on. I'm going to give
Pepe on.
Willian a 3, Pepe a 4, Pepe a 3. Didn't really do that much. Um,
Who else came on? El Nene.
oh no, a 2.
Shout out to Jonathan SC for that quick information there. Respect. Um, yeah, I think that'll be about right. Pepe didn't really, he didn't really affect the game the way I thought it would.
Me
You know,
too.
I thought
Yeah,
I thought it'd be a
but then
little bit
I
more
still don't think
dangerous
he
in
should
their
be
box.
playing on the right. I think this is what I was saying from the very start. I wanted Pepe to start the game and play on that left hand side because I think him against Doherty, flipping heck, we were seeing Emil Smith Rowe skipping past Doherty. Pepe is faster and he's much more skillful than Emil Smith Rowe. He would have
Mm.
ruined Doherty's career today. And I think it was a wasted opportunity in my book where we could have played Pepe and really got him into the game. Instead, we played him on the right hand side, and it's just predictable on that right hand side. Plus, on that right hand side, he's marked by Regulon. He's one of the best left backs in the league.
Mm.
So it's difficult to it's difficult to kind of really get behind him in that game. But I found it interesting that Arteta made that swap. Like you say, I initially thought it was a knock as well. I thought because there was a period where Saka was fouled and it looked like he was grimacing right before half time. And then obviously half time came and then he went off. But people are telling me no, it was tactical. I'm like, oh, okay. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'm probably gonna go 3 with for Pepe anyway. What about yourself with the subs?
Yeah, I'll go Pepe for El Nene 3, William 3. I don't think them two didn't really do much. Neither did Pepe. Especially when Tottenham went down to 10 men. I thought we would try to exploit, at least either of the wings, um, and just catch them on the break. With someone like Pepe being on the end of it, we didn't do that. Look, we won the game. I don't want to complain, but I just thought maybe we could have put a bit of daylight with in and incidentally I did predict 2-1 as well to win the game, but the way the game panned out, I thought maybe we could have put a little bit of daylight on the scoreline and get about maybe three or four goals. But I'm happy with the 2-1. It's 3 points.
Okay, and on to the next, I guess. Um, Obviously going ahead towards Olympiacos, just very, very quickly. Are you confident going into that game?
Yeah, I mean, we're 3-1 up. We're playing at
Look
home.
like we're
There's
playing
no
okay.
yeah, there's no reason. There's no reason not to go and get the job done, and put our hat in the fucking in the draw and see what we draw. So for me, I'm looking forward to that game. I think we'll get the job done, and it's an opportunity to rest Saka going into the next league game. So
Okay.
yeah, I think we'll be all right.
Well, I think that's pretty much it from us. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the show, liked the show. Um, Apologies for some of the disruption in the chat room. Um, it just seems like I'm going to have that stalker from no matter what. I don't know. It just seems like it. He seems obsessed to tell me how much he does not care about me, but cares about
Really
me
and
enough
truly, they love you, man. They
to
love
tell
you,
me
really and
every
truly.
single show. It's
If
just,
you're gonna be obsessed with that
frankly,
one,
I don't know how I
someone
got
like
him.
that,
I don't know how I got him as a stalker. Lee goes off. Thank God you've taken him off my plate. I'm like, oh, great, thanks. So yeah, I think he's a young guy. I've got my information on him, but
oh yeah,
anyway.
manager rating. Big up Jonathan Nessie
Oh, of
again,
course,
manager
yes.
rating.
Big up to you. Manager rating. He won the game. I didn't agree with the starting lineup. I didn't agree with the logic of the reason he dropped Aubameyang, didn't play Pepe, but he won a North London derby against Jose. Came back from 1-0 down as well. So I think these are the things that you've got to credit him with, because I damn sure would have hammered it to him if he had lost the game. So we eventually won the game. So yeah, I'll give him a 8 out of 10. I can't give him less than that for a North London derby. I can't. So yeah, how about yourself?
Um, I'll give him. You see, the whole disciplinary thing. I don't know why he told them. You know what I mean? He should have just said nothing till after the
You should
game.
have said nothing.
You
Just
know what I mean? He
tactical.
should have just said
Because
nothing
if it
after
was
the
Mesut
game.
Ozil, you'd have just said tactical reasons.
Yeah, just then address it after the game. But I don't know. Maybe he'll learn from it because of the scrutiny that it brought on the team just before we kicked off. But on the whole, everything worked out. Hindsight is a great thing, because if we'd lost this game for whatever reason, I'm sure we wouldn't be having this type of conversation.
Yeah.
But on the whole, I'll give him a 7. I'll give him a
Okay.
7.
Okay. All right. Well, there you have it, guys. There's our player ratings. Ola's debut at the player rating section. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed the show. Remember, this will be moving forward. The gold members will be able to jump on the player ratings section and be able to give their player ratings for each of the players that performed on match day. I saw a couple of requests today. We weren't ever going to do it today because this was Ola's first show. But moving forward, that's what we'll be looking to do. So, gold members, that's an opportunity for you to, first of all, join the membership soon. Be a gold member, and you'll have an opportunity to be able to come on the show with me
Indeed.
and Ola after a match and talk about the
Chop
player
it up with
ratings.
us.
So yes, that's pretty much that. Other than that, that's pretty much it, right? That's right.
Yeah, man. That's it.
David goes, Arteta deserves a 10. Listen, if you want to give him a 10, no problem. No problem. But
Don't disagree with you.
for me, I'm giving him an 8. That's all. All right. Well, I'm going to go and finish my grapes. Um, but you guys enjoy the rest of your Sunday evening.
And
And
happy Mother's Day to everyone that's out there. That's a mom or godmom or big auntie or
mhm,
grandmother.
mhm.
All of you lot, big up to you.
Happy Mother's Day,
Hope you
Mum.
enjoy the rest of the day.
Lord knows, I know you're watching this. So, happy Mother's Day, Mum. And yes, we'll be back. Hopefully Thursday, depending on whether Ola's working. So it'll either be me by myself, or it'll be myself and Ola.
Yeah.
Yeah, catch us then. New fixture moving forward, people. We're out of here. Stick a like on the video before you get out of here as well. And hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. All right, we out of here. Take care. And
Salute.
peace.